Alright, I haven't played this in a bit, so let's see if I remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Four. I should go back to 3 at some point. I mean, probably when I finish 2. Alright, wait, where am I supposed to go? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Fair. Yeah. I think for me, a game like this is a game that I play when I'm, like, super tired. Or, like, I guess Pictopix is also, like, a tired game for me. Or, like... Well, now that I've done the speedrun achievements, it's a tired game. And then... Also, like, Slime Rancher. Yeah. That's how I felt about, Trials, to some extent. Like, it really depended on, like, the level, but sometimes I could do, like, 10 without thinking, and then other times I would, like, have to be, like, fully locked in. Slime Rancher is dangerous because it's a game that I have a tendency to binge. And it's also a game that I play when I'm extremely tired. Because it is not a very, like, brain-heavy game. So I'll be, like, tired, like, after midnight, and I'll be like, I want to play a game. And then I'll play Slime Rancher, and then it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, well, I should probably stop. But I want to explore this new area. So I explore the new area, and then I'm like, okay, well, I should top off all the slime food before I go to bed. And it just keeps going from there. I played it for like 13 hours with a bunch of friends a few years ago, and we were all playing like multiplayer and stuff, and it was very fun, and I got to like close to the end of the game, and then I come back like recently and I start a new save, and I put like another like few hours in, and I realized that like I was like maybe half an hour away from finishing the game on my first save file, and I just never did. I think it's a very good game, but it kind of puts a lot of stuff out there and then doesn't really incentivize you to do anything with it, if that makes sense. Alright, where am I going next? Go west. Okay. That's the worst. Have you ever played Final Fantasy X? I 100%ed Final Fantasy X back in the day. Like, a few years ago. And it took me, like, over 200 hours, probably. But I cheesed the super boss. Because there's a summon in the game that will kind of just one-hit kill anything if you pay him enough money. So, I, like, wanted to come back and, like... Oh, these are new enemies. I wanted to come back and, like, do it legit. But whatever save I had before the super boss just did not exist anymore. It doesn't really matter, but it's just, like, kind of sucks. I think, at some point I'll probably end up 100%ing the game again. Which sounds stupid, but... it is one of my favorite games of all time, so... Oh, do I not have a Suna? Hey, Gooey. Also, Final Fantasy X has a alternate game mode called the Expert Sphere Grid, so that kinda gives me a reason to play through it again. I hyper fixated on that game mode. Let me pull up some of the screenshots. Because it was kind of wild. This is me with the finished sphere grid. The amount of, like, calculations that I did for this was, like, crazy. Basically, by default, the sphere grid has a bunch of, like, borderline random nodes on it, right? And it's like the main leveling system of the game. So it includes everything from, like, HP increases, like, stat increases, new spells and abilities, like, pretty much everything you can do to, like, improve your character is on the sphere grid. And every character has their own section of the grid, but when you get into the late game, you can unlock the sections so that one character can go into another character's section. And eventually, you can have your character go around the entire grid and learn every single ability and get every single stat boost in the game, which just makes them, like, stupidly powerful. That is an achievement, yes. Perfect Sphere Master is for doing that. However, there's a catch with that. There's a good amount of, like, empty nodes on the sphere grid, and you can obtain spheres that you can fill the nodes with. So if there's, like, an empty spot, you can choose to have that spot be, like, agility up, or, like, accuracy up, or whatever you want. And filling a node yourself is more beneficial than having, like, a default one there. So, like, the nodes that are already on the grid will give you, like, +1 or +2 attack, but, like, if you put your own sphere there, it'll give you, like, +4. So then there's another late game item called the blank sphere, where you can take the default spheres that are on the grid and turn them into empty nodes. Which means that you can take all the default like +1 and +2 nodes and turn them into +4 nodes. Yes. Yes. I had completely maxed out stats on every character. There's a few things that I could have done to, like, improve my chances. There's, like, a weapon and armor customization system, which is also, like, fairly complicated. Especially armor. Because every character in Final Fantasy X, this is where it gets real fun. This game has, like, so much stuff in it. Every character in Final Fantasy X has their own celestial weapon, which you can get by doing, like, a random task in the game, or, like, completing a mini-game really well, or something like that. They're all, like, fairly difficult to get. But you get them, and they kinda suck. So, to unlock their true power, you have to collect an additional sigil and crest, which have even harder tasks you need to do. And these are, like, really stupid. One of them you get for dodging 200 lightning bolts in a row. One of them you get for, like, obtaining a time of 0 seconds in a chocobo race. One of them is for, like... There's, like, this... this is so complicated to explain. In Final Fantasy X, there is a sports game. It's called Blitzball. And, like... It's like a full-fledged, like, sport minigame. So you can go around, you can recruit people, they have their own, like, levels for the sport, and their own abilities that they can use in the sport. And there's, like, a dozen different teams, and, like, all this other stuff. It's crazy complicated. And you have to complete, like, 50 matches to get one of the sigils. It's so stupid. So you do all of that, and then the celestial weapons, their true power will be unlocked. And then they end up being, like, the best weapons in the game, pretty much. But armor, there's no, like, unique armor. All the armor is kind of, like, generic stuff. So if you get 4-slot armor, which has, like, 4 enchantment slots, and you collect these, like, super rare endgame items from the Monster Arena, and for the Monster Arena, you have to capture, like, you have to go around with, like, a special sword and capture, like, 10 of every monster in the game. And then you unlock these, like, mini super bosses. And by defeating those mini super bosses, or by doing, like, other stuff, like bribing them or whatever, you can get, these, like, unique items that you can use to enchant your armor. And only by doing that will you have a chance against, like, the final super boss of the game. It is that difficult. It's one of my, like, favorite info dumps to do. Because it's just, there's so many mechanics in the game. Oh yeah, so back to my point. So I spent weeks trying to come up with the most, like, satisfying layout for my sphere grid. So if you look at the screenshot, right, all the little, like, miniature, like, circles of nodes have their own, like, type of upgrade. So, like, some of them are, like, armor, some of them are HP. So I spent weeks trying to do that optimally, so each circle would have its own set of nodes that were all the same. And it would give me exactly 255 for each stat with each character, without wasting any slots. And then all the rest would go to HP. There's not enough nodes in the game to max out all stats plus MP plus HP. I'm gonna... Let me look this up, because I don't even remember, like, what you need, really. It's something, like, crazy. Okay, you can get armor that will automatically cast spells on you. So, if you get armor that automatically casts haste on your character, and then, like, automatically heals your character, and then, like, gives you, like, plus 20% defense, you'll be good, basically. And then there's, like, there's a few other, like, strategies, too. It has, like, 12 million HP. So... And the most that your characters can do normally is, like, 99,000. Because normally the damage cap is, like, 9999. But with the Celestial weapons, and with a few other weapons in the game, if you, like, get the right enchants on them, you can break the damage cap, which allows you to get 99,999 damage per attack. Which is still not that much when your opponent has 12 million HP. And can, like, borderline one-shot your characters. So, there's there's one character who has an overdrive, which is like, it's like a limit break or like a special ability. The overdrive can do up to 12 hits of damage in a single turn, and with all this other stuff, all these boosts and stuff, that can essentially be 1.2 million damage. So 10%, yeah. Yeah, it's a slot machine overdrive. So you have to time your slots correctly so that it lands on 2 hits for every single slot. And if you get 2 hits for every single slot, that's 6 hits times 2, because it's 3 in a row. So that's 12 hits. Yeah. Yeah, there's a summon. His name is Yojimbo. and you can't control him at all. You can only give him money. And depending on how much money you give him, it will influence the odds for what he will do. So, he could just do a normal attack, right? You could give him all the money in the game, and he could just do a normal attack. But if you give him enough money, there's a good chance that he does Zenmato, which is just instant win. It's so stupid. Yeah. This is why it's like one of my favorite games of all time. It's just like, it rubs the autism in my brain a certain way. I'm really excited to like try some of the other like more modern Final Fantasy games, because I just really love stuff like that, and the first few games really didn't have anything like super crazy like that. I mean, they would have stupid stuff, but like not to that level. And yeah, now you can see why 100%ing the game took me like 200 hours. I technically could have done it faster, because I did a few other things without, exploits. There's an exploit you can do to level up really fast, where instead of gaining, like, charge for your overdrives, it just converts it to XP. And there's an overdrive mode, where it'll give you charge when you get hit. So there's another enemy in the game called the Dawn Tonberry, and I forget exactly how it works, but basically you can have him do like millions of damage to you, and then all of that damage just gets turned into XP. But I didn't use that exploit, so I had to do all the leveling for the Sphere Grid without it. Oh, let me look up this other really funny thing. Okay, yeah. There's an enemy called Magic Pot. Magic Pot has 1,000,000 HP. It has max defense and magic defense, so you practically can't damage it. And it will give you items if you, like, hit the right symbol on its body, and it'll self-destruct if you hit the wrong symbol. So the only way to actually kill it is to either use the Zanmato from Yojimbo, or to use a spell called Doom, which takes 200 turns to work, and doesn't give you anything if you kill it that way. It's so silly. Yeah. Good night. No problem. Oh. No. Final Fantasy II. Oh, nice. Achievement unlocked. I was a little scared that achievement was going to be broken, because I'm supposed to collect, like, all the treasure from the chests, and, like, there's the counter, on, like, the Steam achievement thing. But until, like, literally just now, it was at 0. But now it updated. Yeah. Me too. Oh. I love how they can miss self-destructing themselves. That's really silly. Oh, that would actually hit. Wait a minute. Oblivion Remaster has achievements? I might have to hop on. Yeah. You've never heard of Oblivion? You've never heard of Oblivion? It's pretty good. Yeah, it came out in 2006. Oh, that really sucks. Do I have a life spell? I do, okay. I love that there's just a guy in the party who can speak beaver. Okay, see you later. That's it? Okay. It's really funny. Just walks around. Uh-oh. Rip. No. Oh, he's gone. He's dead. Oh, well, that's not good. Oh, I didn't realize you were back. Blue Revolver. Nice. I think I put Hornet to sleep. Yeah. I was playing Final Fantasy II, and we started talking about, like, Final Fantasy X somehow, and I just started, like, info dumping, and I know way too much about that game.